What is up, my friends? Joshua Smith here. First off, thank you so much for tuning in, watching, listening to today's podcast. Really appreciate you guys being here. So today's interview, you guys, is an epic, awesome interview, bringing some awesome content as we always do. Our guest today is a guy that's been an entrepreneur, lifelong entrepreneur, started entrepreneurship at a very young age, jumped into the real estate game at 21 years old, grew a very, very successful real estate company, ended up selling it in 2007 to get into the coaching space, and is now one of the top coaches, consultants in the real estate game. So today's interview is with Hosss Pratt. You guys are going to love this. But real quick, before we jump in, a couple quick things. Number one, we want to plug our sponsors that make this whole entire show possible. So first off, perfectstormnow.com, which is real estate specific lead generation, front end software, affordable, effective. It's what I use in my business. If you're not going out there and generating 10, 15, hell, some of our clients are generating 60 free leads in a day. It's something that you need to check into. Our second sponsor is our 90-day mastery bootcamp, www.90daymastery.com is where you can learn more about that information, but that's a 90-day experience. I do a few of these every single year that I walk you guys through. You spend about 45 hours or so with me over that time, going through a pretty gnarly experience, showing you everything that I've learned over my 11-year career and going really deep on that training and that information. So go check that out as well. Again, thank you guys for being here. Enjoy the podcast episode. What is up, my peeps? Joshua Smith here with another GSD interview, where we interview top entrepreneurs, top real estate agents, and just straight up people that are out there dominating their space, that are choosing to live an epic life and choosing to create a greatness in their world. So today, you guys, I got a guest that I'm really stoked to have on the show. It's a guy I've wanted to have on the show for a lot of years. He was actually one of the first coaches that I've personally had. So I've personally taken his courses before. And I was just telling him before we started the show, he was the first guy in the real estate industry anyway that I started following on YouTube. And I've learned so much from this guy. So I'm really stoked and honored to have Hosss Pratt on the show today. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Man, thanks, Joshua. I appreciate that intro, man. You're doing an awesome job, brother, so keep it up.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. So, I know you got a lot going on today, man. I mean, you're traveling all over the place. You've got a lot of things going on, but you've got a really interesting story, man. So let's rewind the clock. So before we get into what you're doing today, dude, let's talk about your entrepreneur journey. When did it start, and what was that like?
Yeah, it started on August 19th of 1981, the day I was born. I think entrepreneurs are born, you know what I mean? Like, I think that, from day one, I've always been an entrepreneur, Josh. I remember I was telling somebody this in coaching yesterday. I said, I remember from my earliest thoughts going door to door, scooping snow, mowing grass, selling, selling something door to door. Like, so, entrepreneurship has always been in my blood. I've never held a job. I've always worked for myself. It's been a journey, a lifelong journey of really learning, and becoming and developing, becoming a better leader. There's a difference between business owner, entrepreneur, manager, leader, and how as an entrepreneur do we become a better leader, a better business owner, a better of all these things. And so on this journey, it's awesome. That's why things like this are important for everybody to be listening to, because you don't know what you don't know, and you always want to be looking, for people that have been in the journey and in the trenches. I've been in the trenches for, a long time in the sense of just building my business. I started my first, I guess, legit business, meaning without going door to door scooping snow. In high school, I started a landscape and lawn service, and it was my first success. The business is still in business today. It's one of the biggest landscape and lawn businesses in the Midwest. In high school, I was making over 6 figures a year, and at that time it was like I barely made it through high school, man, and I didn't go to college, and I was fortunate though. I had a mentor who was a millionaire at age 17. This guy took me under his wing, and he saw something in me that I don't know, it was just powerful. And it's one of those mentor-mentee powerful relationships that I've had. I've had a couple of those in my life. And this guy just poured into me and changed the way that I thought, changed, what I believed. And he goes, look, man, you got to get the hell out of here. And I'm like, why? He goes, because you're going to be stuck, man. You're making six figures and you're a freaking teenager. Like, you want to make $1 million a year, you got to get out of here. And I said, what do I do? He goes, go to Dallas, Texas. I go, what do I do there? He goes, get in real estate. I'm like, okay. And I did. And I sold my business to my brother. It's still successful. He's running it today. And that's where my journey started in real estate. As I got, I had fortunate enough to have a mentor who helped me, decide that not only this was the place to be, but this was also the industry to be in.
So you start that business, you transition out of that, you move to a new city, you transition into the real estate space, and you have big success in the real estate business to the point where people are asking you, hey man, can you coach and train me? And then that's kind of what led to the next journey, which we'll talk about here shortly. But you jumped into an industry with a 90% failure rate in the first 3 years. It's like 80% turnover year over year over year. So a massive failure rate in a new city, man. What did you do initially that allowed you to not become a statistic and to go out there and create that success in a brand new city, and also, dude, you're what, 21, 22?
Yeah.
People probably aren't really taking you serious at that point. I mean, how did you overcome some of that adversity?
That's the first lesson that people should hear in this, because it's so powerful what you just asked. It is that question. And I look back of why, why go travel the country and do what I would, and coach and speak, why, or why get into real estate? Why do that? And the best way to answer is, I don't know why, Joshua, other than the fact I'm half crazy, you know what I mean? Like, I don't operate the same way as most people. I don't have much fear. And that could be, that's, I guess naive to what it takes. I don't know but it's always benefited me. And I've seen that in a lot of other entrepreneurs, that they're fearless, almost to the point where they're crazy, and that would be is a first lesson. I've had to do that multiple times in my career, where I've had to U-turn, where it's like, boom, pivot and go in a different direction. And you can't let fear stop you in those moments. And I believe that, and I believe a lot of people do. And for me, I plowed through, and I did it. And I just always had a relentless work ethic. So to answer your question, what I did to succeed, I first failed. And I blew through all of my savings in the first 6 months that I was in real estate. It was brutal, man. And I didn't list a home. I didn't work a buyer. Sold a lot of things, but no real estate, And it was like, what do you do? And here's what I learned, though. I discovered something. I discovered prospecting to a degree that I've never experienced it 6 months in. And I picked up the phone, and I started calling expired listings, and actually it's FSBOs at that time. I started calling FSBOs, and I took a listing, set an appointment the first day, met with them, listed the home that day. Next day, did it again. And 30 days later, I had 30 listings. Wow. And I discovered this target market that I was, I guess, didn't know about or whatever, wasn't doing, for the first 6 months. It cost me a lot of money. And but that's what I did. And I made more calls than everybody. I've never missed a day of lead generation. And even to this day, Joshua, I have over 5,000 one-on-one coaching hours of coaching agents. And, most agents, they don't love to prospect. I love to prospect. I love to be on the phone, in the zone, doing what I do. To me, that's my high leverage activity. And as long as I'm doing that, everything else around me is fine. And in every business, at every level, we have those high leverage activities. But at that time in my business, it was me on the damn phone calling sellers, setting the appointment. Nothing else was more important than that. And I finished my first year at $8 million in volume, all of which came from the second part of my first year. But I say that because it came from working the right things, right? And working the right market and doing and getting better at it.
Yep. So, you talk about you love to prospect. Is it something that, that you truly love to prospect, or do you know that that's what's going to get you the outcome that you truly want, and that's what you love about it? Which one is it, do you feel?
You know what? I think it's more, I love doing what it takes.
Yeah.
In the back you have get shit done, man. I am all about getting shit done, I've made over 200,000 prospecting calls. I started my first business going through the white pages of a phone book. Even and that I've presented over 2,300 kitchen tables. I've done over 1,000 live seminars in 48 states, over 1,000 webinars. I have over 5,000 one-on-one coaching hours. What is that? I don't say that to do anything other than that's what it takes. And because it takes effort. And here's what I've learned. And if you guys the listeners can write this down, it's the 4 levels of learning. And I've learned this at a high level now, just in teaching and coaching agents. But it's this. It's number 1 is you don't know, right? You don't know what you don't know. You're unaware, The second level is So now discover it, you learn it, you hear it. And there's a lot of people who know a lot of information. Is there not, out there in the social media world, there's a lot of people who know. They know a lot. And the third level is experience. When you experience what you know, it takes learning to an entirely different level. And then the last is skill. And if you experience what you know enough, it becomes a skill. And so, my first advice to anybody would be fall in love with the experience of what you know. Like whatever it is that experience it more than everybody. I love sales. I love helping people take action. I love people getting off their butt and investing in themselves. I love motivating people. I love helping people see that there's a better solution out there. And in order to do that, there's a lot of different ways. There's a lot of different ways, and there's a lot, for me, from door to door, from over the phone, from face to face. There's a lot of different ways to master the skill, but it's more experience, doing it more than everybody else. It's the 10,000 hour rule, right? That we've heard,
Yeah, no, I love it, man. All right, dude, so you go out there, you do $8 million in that first year, but technically within 6 months, and you continue growing your business, but we can't do it all on our own. I mean, at some point, did you start hiring a team? Did you start leveraging out? I mean, how did that roll out for you?
I built my team. And I had a bigger passion for coaching and speaking, and creating products and for people to help them do what I did. And so that was always my passion. I sold my real estate business, and since 2007 I have been coaching and speaking and presenting since the beginning of the crash in 2007. I spent 2 years on the road. 200 days a year on the road, doing over 1,000 seminars in 48 states during the crash. And during that time, I was writing and I was creating and I was helping. And so that's how I got started, right? I sold my business and then I walked away from everything. I wasn't married at the time and I didn't have kids, so it was easier for me to do that. But I just went on the road and I said, I want to travel the country and speak. And that's what I did for 2 years. And I spoke, a lot of places. I've been everywhere, and I learned a lot, and it made me a better speaker and a better presenter. I built a good audience that way, a good herd, a good community, and I've been serving that community ever since.
So, being a practitioner yourself, dude, you going out there and creating a successful real estate business, but also now you talked about how you have over 5,000 one-on-one coaching hours that you personally invested in to helping other real estate agents out. So, what do you see? The vast majority of the listeners of this podcast are real estate agents, and a lot of those are struggling, right? It's a tough industry. What do you see some of the top 2-3 biggest mistakes that real estate agents aren't doing that's really stifling their production and their growth?
Wasting time and comparing their insides to other people's outsides, thinking that, having a different perspective. Here's the thing. If you want to grow your business, you have to focus on your high leverage activities. And in real estate, every agent has high leverage activities. In most agents' business, the high leverage activities are prospecting, presenting, which means on appointments, right? Face to face with people, presenting, building relationships, and leading your team, leading yourself, right? So prospecting, presenting, building relationships, and leading. Those 4 things should be if you want to grow your real estate business, those are the 4 things you focus on. If anything that you're doing is not those 4 things, you stop doing it. Like there's no, delegate it. It's not what's going to grow your business. You want to always put your focus on the things that drive the result drive revenue. And it comes from prospecting and presenting. So my answer would be get better at it. Get better at the prospecting and get better at presenting. And for anybody who's new to real estate, not new, but anybody that's in the real estate industry, what I help people with is I got to help people present or position themselves differently, Joshua. Like, the biggest thing for us is I want to make it virtually impossible for people to tell our clients no, and virtually impossible to compete with our customers, with our coaching clients, because I don't want them to be competing just like everybody else. It's too tough. So if there's one word that would stand out, in real estate for anybody listening, it would be positioning. Do a better job positioning yourself in the marketplace. Do a better job of positioning your product in the marketplace, and do a better job of positioning your offer in the marketplace. Don't try to, be doing the same thing we've been doing for the last decade in the new era, right? I believe this, Josh. I believe in real estate. I believe this. I have an annual conference every year, Recharge, in Dallas, and this is a big part of it this year was this. I said, you've got to become the expert. You truly must become an expert in real estate. Like what we're doing here, real estate agents need to be doing with their buyers and sellers. They need to be putting out their expertise out there, educating their consumers, educating their database, and presenting more, whether it be digital presentations, doing webinars, doing more video, all those things, doing more online. All those things are going to be important in the new era, and you need to be selling at every single point of it, right? So it's going to have to take your skill to that next level. Not only how do you present, how do you sell while you're presenting? And you're going to see more of that in the industry. More agents step up and truly become the expert and serve their clients.
Yeah, so our industry is changing so fast, man, and it's all due to technology. And you've got like Open Door, different companies that are out there actively trying to eliminate the real estate agent. You've got, I can't remember the name of the company, Curb something, which is Uber for real estate.
Curb Call.
So yeah, Curb Call. So what do you see? And I know you kind of just hit on this a moment ago. But what do you see are a few things that if agents do not wake up and start adapting to these new things, that they're going to become extinct?
Here's what I'm helping my clients do, and I have digital power days. I've done over 1,000 webinars. So one of the things that in our coaching, what we do is people come here to my office here in Dallas, Texas, and they spend a day with me. And what I do is they spend, and it's not cheap because it's expensive to get these things, right? To be able to have this advantage. And what they're doing is they're coming here and I'm working with people and helping them, give them positioning tools that make it difficult. So I'm writing, for me, like I'm helping our customers write the content, create the content, and present the content. So, one of my goals is to answer this question specifically is I think agents need to become an author of their own book. I think agents need to have their own show. I think agents need to be doing more of raising their level of authority. And that's what the direction of our coaching. You guys, you'll see it. I mean, we're bringing. That's our goal. We want to we want to ascend every agent and every one of our customers by doing that. Helping them become the author, creating their webinars, their trainings, their videos, the content that they teach, all that stuff. So, and I think that they're going to have to do more of it in the years ahead. More education, right? I mean, because that's the value. It's education. It's expertise. It's teaching what you know, and somebody going, look, that's who I want to work with.
Yep. Love it, man. So, I hate the word failure, because to me it's when we fail, those really become the greatest learning experiences that really truly define us of the people that we are today. But while you're building either your landscape business, your real estate business, or now this massive coaching consulting business that you have, what have been some of your greatest learning moments that were, a bitch to get through, dude, but have truly defined you to the man that you are today?
Realizing that I don't like managing people, realizing that who I need around me, realizing who, the strengths of the people around me, realizing who we best serve, all these things that I've learned through experiences. I mean, I've failed so many times, but I don't look at failure as failure. I don't think I've ever failed in the sense of, I'm wounded. I either win or I learn. And I really, truly, truly believe that. I really, in my heart of hearts, don't think I ever lose. And I don't think there really is losing. I think there's only learning. And I think when people, beat themselves up, whether it be feeling like they've lost or rejection or this, it's honestly, it's like, it's you win all the time. It's always growing, and it's growth. I've got on my whiteboard here something that it's in the book. If you guys can haven't read it, it's The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale, and it's an oldie. And I love oldies. I love all the old books because I believe that's where all the truth is, man. It's it's all the wisdom, and it's you become what you think about. And that's what I have there. You truly become what you think about. I'm successful today because I think about success every day. Ever since the day I was born, since I remember, I've never gone a day without thinking how I could become more successful. Like it's in me, and I don't, if you look in my closet, I don't have a Dallas Cowboys jersey. I don't sit on the couch and watch the Cowboys all Sunday and waste a Sunday. Not that that's right or wrong. It's just not what I think about. No. Right? I don't think about sports. I don't think about anything other than how do I become a better version of me tomorrow, and how do I learn from what I've went through today to do that, And I think that's a blind spot for a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not that easy. It's just in you, and you just got to be willing to, to do what it takes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, you're a dude that's, very energetic, inspirational, motivational, but I know that stuff, I know some of it can be natural or you're wired that way, but it also takes a lot of work, man, because we've got all these negative forces out there, and, life's not always, it's not always great, right? I mean, we've got to get through challenges, and, what are some things that you do personally, man, to stay fired up, to stay focused, to do what you do?
You know what? If you're looking on my desk right now, you see all books on mindset. I pour into my mind on mindset. I study mindset. For me, I've never known anybody who studied mindset like I do. I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with the subconscious mind. I'm obsessed with what makes people take action. What makes some people let their fear stop them. Why are some people confident? Why are some people not? Why are some people wired the way that they're wired? And it comes down to this: is it's like Zig Ziglar said. If you look right here, this right there, Josh, I don't know if you can see it over there, but it's the biggest church in Dallas. And I used to watch Zig Ziglar teach Sunday school there every Sunday.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Right? It is like, this is Plano, Texas, man. It's like Zig is from here, and there's a lot of people like that from here. And he and Zig says, motivation, you have to do it every day. It's like a bath. And I don't truly believe in motivation, like, a motivational speaker. There's nothing worse than people, hey, Hosss, you're a motivational speaker. No, I communicate a message with passion and energy, and it happens to motivate you. Like, I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here to educate you, but I'll communicate in a way that will inspire and motivate you, hopefully, right? But it's you got to feed your mind every day, and especially in real estate, it's a beating every day, you guys. It's a battle every day. It's not that easy. Stay in your lane. Don't focus on what other people are doing. Focus on what you're doing. Focus on your high leverage activities, and be okay being lonely, because it is lonely in this. It's a lonely journey. They say it's lonely at the top because 99% of people aren't willing to do what you're going to do. They're just not truly willing to do what it takes. They think it's easier than it is, and know that it's not an event. It's a process. It's a journey. It's a lifelong journey that you're going to grow from. And in 10 years on that journey, you're not even going to recognize the person that you've become. And just have that mindset of becoming, not being, right? You're not stuck. You're not like a tree. You can become anything you want to do, and you can do anything that you want to do, because you become what you think about. So change the way you think. If you want different results, change the way you think. Change what you're thinking about.
Yep. No, couldn't agree more, man. So, one thing that I like about you, and that I was really excited to have you on the show for, is there's a lot of trainers in not just the real estate space, but all types of business out there, but it exists in the real estate space as well, that have either have never done it, right, that have never went out there and built a business or did it years and years and years ago, and it's been detached and it's changed so dramatically. But you're a doer, man. You're a guy that's proven himself, that's done, that's built it, and that's what attracted me to you and to buy your Listing Boss program, which was an amazing, epic, amazing program. So let's kind of talk about what you're coaching on today. I mean, what kind of products do you offer? How do our listener base learn more about you? If they want to come to your event there in Dallas, what do you got going on today, man?
Yeah, I'll tell you, first off, I am not a fit for everyone. And just like every coach is not. So, but the people I am a fit for, it's a special alignment. And that's what I would encourage people to do. I would encourage people to find the mentors in their life that make a difference, like the people. Like, I talk to people, well, I've had a bad experience with coaching, so I don't like coaching. I'm like, well, that's such a small way to think. You know what I mean? Like, what? Like, I've had one bad experience with a coach, so coaching doesn't work. And it's, you always got to be seeking, right? And for me, it's, I want to help as many people as I possibly can. But, I believe this. I believe I do what I do so to help people live their dream. Live their dream. And I believe there's 3 ways to live your dream. It's number 1, you have the right mindset. 2, you have models to follow. And 3, you take massive action towards those models. I provide people with models. You got to bring the massive action. And if you don't bring the massive action, my models won't work. And so we have products and systems that are models that we, like you said, Listing Boss. It's an incredible product. People love that system, and it's only $500, and literally it's worth $50,000, man. That thing's it just in what it will do and how it will equip the agents. But what we're doing is this. I'm going to give away something if I can, Joshua. I like to give away something. So, you can see if we, hey, I like that guy, Hosss. I want to, check him out. You can go to planlikeaboss.com, planlikeaboss.com. And what I'm going to do is just go there. You'll create an account. It's free, but it'll create a portal. You'll log into the portal where you'll get access to my business planning clinic, where I take you through a 12-month step-by-step business plan. We set your goal on what you want to achieve in the next 12 months, and then I walk you through reverse engineering how we go about achieving that. What are your high leverage activities? What are your actions? What are the financials? How does it all look? And so I'd like to give that to you guys, to your audience today as a gift. And they, if that's all right, they can go to planlikeaboss.com. I don't know if you could put the link somewhere here, but.
Yep, we'll have it. So if you're watching this or listening to this, it's right below in the show notes or on the YouTube. You'll have a live link right there to go sign up right now.
Yep. And the other thing we're doing, Josh, is this, we have my Power Days, which is our full Power Day where people come here and we build out their entire digital content library in one day. We have our entire team. Literally, we write their webinars. We help them present it. We teach them how to do it. We work on crafting their message. And that's the big thing for us. We have a packed schedule this year with those Power Days in our local workshops here locally. So go there, check us out, and if anybody has any questions and they're serious, we can definitely help them if they're wanting to get to the next level.
Yep, and you guys go check it out. Like I said, I've done Hoss's programs, and they're mind-blowing, so it's worth every single penny. So don't pass that up. So, all right, man, so, I find that good becomes the worst enemy to greatness. It's so easy to get caught up in this, good enough, get comfortable. You're a dude that's created a lot of success where you probably could slow down and just kind of go out there and glide and enjoy life. And, I know you're not wired that way, but what does keep you pushing to ensure that you never settle for good and you always are striving for greatness?
You know what? That's a great point, because you're right. Like I am wired that way. And, and now I have a family. I'm married to my best friend. I have been for 7 years. She's beautiful. My best friend, my wife, and we have 3 amazing daughters. Daughters that that need their daddy. Daughters that need my leadership and direction. And so, it may surprise you, but for me, I want to. My legacy will be in my family, and I will build my business to serve the bigger purpose. I'm not going to let my business take my life. I'm gonna build my business to where it allows me the freedom to go invest in my family. I live 2 minutes down that way with intention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't sit in traffic. I don't waste time. I travel a lot, but whenever I'm working, I'm working. When I'm home, I'm home. And to me, like, that's the most important thing. And I think that as entrepreneurs, that's important, because, like, especially in real estate agents, you know what I mean? Like, you kidding me? We have to be focused on what's important. And there's honestly nothing is more important than your family, and that's your legacy. And so build your business to around your family, not the other way around.
Yep.
I mean,
No, I love that, man. So, I know you're a student of the game. You're all about growth, all about expansion. What are some of the top business books that you read, and maybe not even business specific, that have had some of the greatest impact on your business in your life?
If you're growing in your business, and you're trying, you're scaling, and you're feeling maybe the growing pains and frustration of who do I hire, when do I hire, and that type of thing. There's not a better book out there than E-Myth by Michael Gerber.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Amazing.
That's a good one.
Yep.
The E-Myth by Michael Gerber is a powerful one. Is a really good book to read. For the teams that are 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, 200 million that are expanding in the expansion models, and they're growing out that way. A great book, is by Vern Harnish, which is both Mastering the Rockefeller Habits and Scaling Up. It's his sequel to the first, and it's both of those are amazing books. And I would also encourage everybody to read the book Mindset by, I think it's Carol Dweck, on your mindset. And what it is, it talks about how 98% of the population have a fixed mindset, 2% have a growth mindset. Josh, you're a growth mindset guy. I'm a growth mindset guy. That's why we do what we do. We can become, right, growth. There's a lot of growth mindset people in real estate, but you can't have a fixed mindset and be a successful entrepreneur.
Yep. Love it, man. So, all right, man, let's say something happens financially and you get financially wiped out, right? So, but your family's good, your health is good, but you've got little to nothing left. Let's say $200 left to your name, but you've retained all this knowledge that you've learned all over these years of entrepreneurship and everything that you've learned. What's the first couple things that you'd start going out there and do immediately to rebuild this this empire that you built?
Here's what's cool. Whenever you experience your knowledge, you never have to worry about money again. And so you said one of the things, all the knowledge in your head is one thing, but experiencing all the knowledge in your head is a whole other thing. And so think of experiencing the whole knowledge in your head. Like, not actually don't experience the whole level, right? But the experience, because, like, for example, you can take everything away from me today and I'll be right back where I am just because I possess skills that nobody can take away from me. And so, and I didn't always think like that. Think of not, as collecting skills. Collect skills. Become better in your skills. And if you get to the point where you get wiped out, it doesn't really matter because your skills are worth so much. If you don't have those skills, then the fastest way to do it is go develop them. And the fastest way to go develop them is pick up the phone. And here's why. Because selling is the one thing that you need to be able to do in real estate. You have to be able to sell. And selling starts by picking up a phone and making the offer. And so pick up the phone, ask more questions, solve people's problems. Right? Just don't overcomplicate it. And your answer is typically in what you feel like you don't want to do. And, and just do what it is that you don't want to do, or do what it is that that maybe, like, it's prospecting, right? I mean, I've never met an agent that was not successful who was great at prospecting and did it every day. Or hire somebody to do it for you.
Yep, absolutely.
And get out of your own way.
Yeah, love it, man. So, this podcast was really started to go out there and interview doers like yourself, man. It seems like there's so much information out there, but so much of it's theory. Again, they're not people that are the doers that have built what they've built. So, I created this podcast to go for our listener base and then myself, it's for selfish reasons too, because
Yeah.
I get to pick amazing brains like yours every single day, man. To get that tactical knowledge, get that tactical information, but I'll also get that inspiration and motivation to go out there and create an epic life and the results like you've created for yourself. So with that being said, man, what are some of the last words of inspiration and motivation that you'd like to leave our guests with so they can go out there and create an amazing life like you've been able to do?
Yeah, just look at it like this. Like the advice that I would give anybody is this: is you're typically where you need to be right now. And we always think like, man, we want to be here, we want to be here, we want to be here, but you're not there because you're not supposed to be there yet, right? You are where you are now because you need to be learning what you need to learn, so it will propel you into the next level, right? So be content with where you are while you pursue all you want. Be content with what you have. Be content where you are, but while you pursue all you want, we meet a lot. I'm sure you have. You meet a lot of entrepreneurs who are just unhappy all the time. They're never happy where they are. They want more. They want more. They want more. They want more. It's the wrong way to think, right? Be grateful for everything that you have. You have your eyesight. You have your hearing. You have your breath. You can breathe. You have your scent. All these things, right, that around us that we need to be grateful for. Is step one. Is I start every day, I open my eyes and I say, thank God I just opened my eyes. I'm so grateful for today. I'm so grateful for the opportunity. I'm so grateful where I am. Thank you so much for the talents and skills that you've equipped me with. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to go, right, use them, right? And that's important, and it's always just keeping the way that we think in check, right? And just keep plugging away and keep taking action and always be grateful for where you are and grateful for what you have.
Yep. Powerful, man. Love it, love it, love it. So to our listener base, I know I wrap up every podcast with this, but information without implementation is the start of delusion. Information is not power. It's taking that information, implementing it into your life, implementing it in your business, taking massive action on it, like Hosss said, that creates power in your world. So, you guys heard from a dude that's done some pretty amazing, gnarly, epic things in his life and continues to. That shared a lot of gold with you guys today. So make sure that you take some of the things that he shared with you, implement in your business. Also go to his website, take him up on his free offer. Like I said, guys, this isn't me just saying this because he's a guest on the show. I personally have taken his course, Listing Boss, and it's absolutely phenomenal. So I can promise you won't be disappointed. So go there, do that, and Hosss, man, I know how busy you are, and I greatly appreciate you taking time out of your day to be here with us, man. It truly means a lot. It's been a huge honor, man.
Awesome, Josh. Good work, brother. Keep it up, man.
Yeah, you got it, my man. Thanks so much, and listeners, we'll talk to you guys next time.